welcome guys to our first ever YouTube or Facebook content back to school experience. Woo! Anyways, for those of you who are wondering, back to school experience is actually a video where we get our next geners in and we will ask them a few questions on how is it like going back to school after a long time. So this is when we're gonna hear what Phoebe and Topaz has to say. So without further ado, let's move to our first question. So guys, how is school different than before? Wow.
The entire SOP in its entirety is very different, and a lot of the activities that we've had before, like chapel, PE, lab, we don't have them anymore, and it's kind of boring just to sit in a classroom and then close space and just listen to a teacher for like a few hours. So it's very different, and it's a little bit boring. I don't like PE class. I just didn't like the classroom either, so I'm fine with no PE, but I'm also bored.
Right, like you still need to move, you still need to do something, right? I get it. Okay. Oh my god, you sound so sad when you mentioned like there's no more PE class. Are you Topaz? How is school different than before?
School is very different from before. It's like the routine completely changed. You go to school, you sit in a distance far away from your friend, and you stay there for the whole entire day. I want to borrow pencils, I need to cross 7 oceans to go and borrow the pencil.
Anyways, cool. I mean, I can see definitely school is very different than before, and I'm sure everyone that's watching also can relate. Like they just go to school, get the temperature, hand sanitizer, and then just sit in the class whole day, you know, and just listening, homeworks, repeat the next day. I see. Alright, let's move to our second question since we're done with our first question. So what are the challenges that you face going to school in this new normal? Yeah.
Well, the biggest challenge will be how boring school is, because school already was boring. I don't need to talk about that, but it's even more boring now because your friends sit so far away from you. You're like isolated on a small little island, and then you can't really talk to them. You want to talk to them, you have to like cross, and you got to talk to, and then you want to talk, you cannot go too close. Yeah, it feels very different.
You look so stressed about this. Like, oh, I need to cross. I can imagine you like those kind of Pac-Man, you know, like cross, and then go, and then like, hi, friend. How about Phoebe?
He said the talking distance and the boredom, but then also like the physical discomfort every day. Wearing a mask, it's uncomfortable sometimes, and yeah, and it's hard for us because Malaysia is also really hot. You know, classroom is hot, so it's hard to breathe sometimes. But
I see.
Other than that, it's okay, I guess.
But do you guys manage to focus in class?
Well, we focus as much as we did before this, which wasn't really a lot, but yeah, we still try to focus lah. It's about the same, but it's like going to prison.
I see. From what you guys share, I can definitely relate that it's not easy because someone having to wear a mask, I think it makes you feel a bit suffocating also, like what we share about the weather. But I think that's where it leads to our next question, you know, like despite being in a very challenging season, and I know you guys as a student, there's definitely other than homeworks that you guys need to settle, like exams. Like Topaz, if I'm not mistaken, you're in the process of having your exams, right? So in a sense, you need to cope with a lot of things. Then Phoebe also, maybe you've done your exam, you have homework, classes, waking up early, you know, what student do. So third question is, you know, how can we or how can you depend on God and be a light or blessing to your classmate during this time? Yes.
Off the top of my mind, we can depend on God and on Him fully by just depending on Him and not worrying about any situation that you are currently in that you may find tough or something else. As an example, I finished my exams, right, and I got my math paper back, and I found out that I failed, which was not very nice. And I personally don't like failing. If I fail, I'm gonna cry for like 3 days straight. And so, 2 days after, I think, I read a devotion, and my devotion was Proverbs 3 verse 5, and it said, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." I read that and I felt like it really spoke to me because right now I failed math, and I was just sad. At first I hadn't gotten my test back, I just knew I failed. So I thought it was because I got a lot of questions wrong. But then when I checked it and I read it through, I just realized that I got most of the questions right. It's just there were really small mistakes that I could have avoided if I just checked. But all these small mistakes added up to the marks being deducted, and I just lost a lot. At that point, I knew I had to trust the Lord right now and not lean on myself to do it better. I also, in that case, also I had to not lean on myself by praying and then like trusting Him. But then I'm also not saying that I completely leave everything to God. I also had to make my own choices and decisions to study harder.
Right, just like you mentioned about, you done your devotion, and from there, Proverbs 3:5 speaks to you. So after you pray to God, after you surrendering to Him, what is your next step? Like, what did you do after you feel better? Yeah, maybe you can share with us about that. Yeah.
I haven't done anything yet because I'm not having an exam anytime soon.
Mm.
But I do plan on working harder on my math, definitely practicing more. That's hard to do, but I'm trying to do it. And during the exam itself, I want to try and focus on checking, checking everything. But I had not trusted God, I'd probably be really sad, emotionally. I'd cry for maybe 3 days straight.
Anyways, let's move to the next person. Batu boy, share with us how you depend on God. Yeah.
So I think definitely to depend on God is to put our trust in Him. So just like Jeremiah 17:7 says,
Wow.
"But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him." So COVID-19 has definitely affected us students in a lot of ways. The way we learn, the homework we do, and exams, and a bunch of other stuff. So when I choose to trust God in my studies, I can focus more on what I need to do and less on what's happening. What's happening.
Wow,
For
preach, man.
example,
Preach. Just kidding. Sorry. Yeah, continue.
for example, I'm currently in the middle of my exams lah, and I'm a bit worried lah because there's work to do and I need to study, and there's a lot of stuff, and you get a little bit stressed. But I choose to trust God by putting my focus on Him and have inner peace in my heart, mind, and allows me to do what I need to do at the moment lah. So which is to study for exams and arrange my time and set my schedule and to do everything like tuition and whatsoever.
I see.
So I must try to do my best and just not get stressed and complain or anything lah. Because I know that when I trust God, everything works out. It gives me strength, and the strength gives me confidence, and I feel much better in general because I know that God's behind me, and I managed to follow my time management well. I managed to study the subjects and the chapters I need for the exam, and everything goes well.
I see. How can you be a light and blessing to your classmate during this time?
I can be a light and blessing to my classmates or the people around me by spreading positivity. By if one of your friends or family members are down or in a mood, you can always encourage them, or just even listen to them, because everyone needs a listening friend to just rant or vent. And you can do that, or I guess you can also help, if they ever do need physical help or in any other way, you can try to help the best to your abilities.
Wow, physical help. Wow, you must be strong.
For me, as giving an example most of my friends are bad at maths, and I am generally quite good at maths. So,
Maths. Phoebe, don't feel bad, Phoebe. It's okay. Listen what he has to say. Okay, sorry, boy. Continue.
Anyway,
right now.
It's okay. Yeah, Topaz, you were saying?
So I'm generally quite okay in maths. So I will teach them and try to help them as I can lah. So if they have any questions, then you send it to me through WhatsApp, and I'll give them either the formula or explain them how to do it. Or if they want to, you're studying maths and they got a bunch of questions, then they might ask whether they can call me, and I might, sure, why not? Because I have nothing better to do anyway.
Anyways, thanks for sharing, guys. Even for me, when I listen to what you guys have shared, I think it really encourages me. So I think now I'm just gonna, go through a short conclusion. So like what both of you have shared, we trust God by focusing on Jesus instead of what's happening, around us. And this actually reminds me of one verse which is in Philippians 4:7, where it says, God's peace that surpasses all understanding will guard our heart and our mind in Christ Jesus. So like what Topaz you shared just now, and Phoebe, when we focus and when we choose to trust in God, that's when we have peace in our hearts, and God's peace actually gives us a clear mind to focus, and at the same time, able to study well. Like Topaz, you say you help your friend in maths, and then Phoebe, you encourage your friend when they're feeling down, and you be the different one that help them and encourage them. So I think hearing what you guys shared just now is definitely a good thing, and I can really see that you guys do all of this is not by your own mind, but because you yourself experience God, God's peace, his peace, his presence inside your heart that enable you to do so. And I think that's what I want to encourage you guys, to continue to shine forth for Jesus, because of what he has done in your life. And yep, I think that's just an encouragement from me to you guys today. So yep, that's it for our video today. We hope that the questions here actually helps you, and it also let you know that you are not alone, because Phoebe and Topaz here, I'm sure they also went through whatever things that you guys are going through, and how they share, we can depend on God and be a light to our classmate even in this season. So we pray and we hope that this video really helps you and it encourages you as well. Yeah. So yep, to wrap things up, guys, remember to always
Stay safe.
Stay clean.
and stay healthy. Woo! Alright, bye bye, guys. Till we meet next time. Bye.